Hey everybody, and welcome back to FSI DFS. This is going to be an interesting video, just because, well, my DraftKings is not working. I cannot get anything to load. I'm at least not getting an error message anymore. I've tried on my app. I have tried on the mobile site. I've tried on the desktop. I've tried on my laptop. I cannot get into DraftKings for some reason, but it doesn't make sense because my internet's working and I have everything here. So I do not know the pricings really of anything, but I do know the pitchers that are involved. And Mega Roller kind of gave me a little bit of a background on where the pricing tiers kind of land. So we'll just kind of go through and just kind of go off the brain of like which plays I think are going to be standing out today and whatnot. So this could be a train wreck. This could also be great. Who knows? We'll see. So grab the popcorn and buckle up. So starting up at the top, Garrett Cole and DeGrom. I mean, that's like 1-2 right there. I think DeGrom's priced a little bit higher than Garrett Cole today. But Cole gets definitely the easier matchup going up against the Angels. They do strike out a whole lot, as we know by now. So I do give the edge to Cole over DeGrom. It just feels so weird putting DeGrom below somebody in DFS. But I mean, it is what it is. Given the matchups, DeGrom going up against the Dodgers, he's got a tough matchup there. So with the increased price, with the tougher matchup, put DeGrom below Cole, in my opinion. Remaining of the top tier, the guy's over 9,000 on DK. It's gonna be Wright and Sandoval. I'm not like super thrilled about either of them. Wright, I think he's going up against Colorado in the Atlanta Colorado matchup. You could go him. Colorado can strike out quite a bit. Wright is a solid pitcher, so maybe he's a solid GPP play for you. Sandoval, he's just kind of there. It's not like he's a bad play. It's not like he's a good play or a great play. He's kind of like a leftover scrap, in my opinion. Lance Lynn, he was on, I want to say it was bereavement leave this past week, so he did miss a start, but he should be back today, according to MLB.com. So Lance Lynn, I think, is probably my favorite pitcher in this mid tier. He's going up against Kansas City. Kansas City, we know their offense, it's nothing too intimidating. And, given the other pitchers in this range and their matchups, I do think Lynn, has the best matchup and probably has your safest floor. I don't know about upside, but he can go super deep into games. He gets that 100 plus pitches. So I do like Lance Lynn in this mid tier. Ryan and Waka, they're going up against each other. Minnesota against Boston. I don't know. I mean, you could flip flop these guys. You could put Waka in front of Ryan. You could put Ryan in front of Waka. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I do kind of like both of the bats. I kind of like the Boston bats and I kind of like the Minnesota bats. I mean, I like Minnesota mainly because they're just super cheap. But Ryan and Waka have shown that they have capabilities of being solid MLB pitchers. And who knows? Both these offenses have also shown that they can struggle at times. So I'm having a tough read on this game. I don't know what's going to be going on with it. But I do think Ryan over Waka for me. And then Tyler Anderson rounding things out, going up against the Mets. I know he's got a crazy like 13-2 record so far this season, but still, I mean, going up against the Mets as a left-handed pitcher, I don't want really any interest at all. Going to the mid tier, Falter, he might be the only guy that I have any interest in. Falter for Philadelphia, going up against Arizona. I mean, he's probably the only interest that I have. He's shown some solid showings in his first couple of starts so far this season. Marco Gonzalez, maybe you could throw him in there as well as a possibility and hope, he just doesn't strike anybody out. That's the issue. He doesn't strike anybody out. So I guess you're kind of hoping that he goes super deep in the game, gets like 7 innings pitched, like 1 or 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, and can hit you like 15 to 20 DK points. I don't know. So Gonzalez is probably going to be there. But after that, everybody else is just kind of like, not super excited. Caprillion, maybe. He's going up against Washington, atrocious Washington. So maybe you want to go Caprillion, but I don't know. So that's kind of where the pitchers are landing. I mean, Cole DeGrom, I think you can put in both these guys. There is quite a few cheap bats in play today, especially with Oakland, especially with Minnesota. Going up against there we go. See, I don't have any notes. Going up against Minnesota's going up against Waka. Oakland's going up against Sanchez in Washington. There we go. But yeah, Oakland's got a super crazy amount of dirt cheap plays. Minnesota, we saw their cheap guys, Jake Cave and Gordon. He had a grand slam. We cored Gordon last night at FSI, so we were loving life there. But yeah, so there's lots of cheap plays that you can go. So Cole DeGrom, you can kind of jam them in if you want. If you don't want to, I got no issues going down to like Lance Lynn, or even if you want to take a shot on, Ryan and Waka, totally okay with that either. But totally okay with that too. But I'm probably going to be sticking up near the top, especially for the cash builds. In terms of the bats, Atlanta, they're coming out as number one. I mean, they were the number one team last night, and well, and perform as admirably as we hope them to. But still, they're going up against who are they going up against? Colorado and Feltner. So yeah, so I think that Atlanta is going to be your top tier team on the site today, hands down. Below them, Seattle, Philadelphia. I have Seattle. Mega Ruler has Philadelphia. I think Philadelphia's pricing is just a little bit more steep than Seattle's is. I think I want to say Julio Rodriguez is over 6K now, though. But they have a bunch of other guys that are up there. But Philadelphia, just like their whole lineup is just super expensive with Real Muto, and I mean even like the middle tier guys like Bowman, everything are still in the mid four price tier range. So I do think Seattle is going to be. Oh man, this is what happens when I don't have any notes. I think Seattle's still going to be my second favorite DFS play behind Philadelphia, just because they have those cheap bats. Oh, Carlos Santana. He's always been super cheap first baseman. I think he's like 2.4, 2.5, 2.6K. He's been hovering in that range. He's going to have a nice righty lefty matchup here tonight. So if he's batting in like the middle of the order at 2.4K, one of the best offenses on the slate tonight, I think that's a great play where you can certainly go to. Toronto, Boston, just kind of rounding things out. I think there's a big gap between Toronto and Boston. Boston was just kind of over here, just kind of like they just kind of filled things in, to be completely honest with you. I just don't have. They're a fine team, like fine offense, fine matchup going up against Ryan, who has shown that he can struggle at times this season, but who knows what. But GPP, here we go. Here is the. I can't believe I'm putting the White Sox's top GPP play again against the left-hander. It has burned me so many times this season. It is super frustrating because on paper this team is so good against left-handed pitching, but they cannot seem to get it together. But they're going up against Bubic, who just, I mean, he can be a train wreck at times for sure. His ERA is creeping up. It's getting closer to 6, I think. So White Sox going all that alrighty lineup going up against Bubic. They're very affordable too. Very affordable compared to teams like Atlanta and Seattle. So maybe if you want to throw like a one-off in there, just kind of like open up some salary, fine with that. But yeah, GPP, I'm going to be going with the White Sox just because you cannot trust them at all. New York Mets going up against Anderson. Anderson's a solid pitcher for sure. But the Mets, they are a very solid offense going up against a left-handed pitcher. They got quite a few lefties in their lineup, but they also have a lot of righties who can smash as well. And it's just an overall complete lineup. They can hit for power. They can steal bases. They don't strike out ever. So they're a great offense going up against a solid pitcher. I think that makes for a fine GPP play if you do want to go there. Cheap plays, Oakland and Minnesota. I already talked about them. There's just a whole lot of cheap plays that you can go with either of these guys. Minnesota's got a lot of cheap outfielders. Oakland's got a lot of cheap guys going as well. So I do not mind them going up against Sanchez. Sanchez could be another train wreck. I mean, yeah, he kind of has been. And then leverage, Dodgers. I mean, people are going to be playing DeGrom. But it's still the Dodgers. Maybe the Dodgers can get to him because again, they're still the Dodgers. So, I mean, that kind of covers everything that I can think of at the moment. I apologize for this. I don't know why DK is not working. I will reload this and see if this works again. Who knows? It might not. Oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. All right, well, hey, it happened. It worked. Do we even want to go through all this? Let's see. Let's see how close I was to some of the price points. Okay, I'll keep the video going a little bit. I don't think it was too long. No other concerns that we have to be paying attention to, I don't think, on this slate. Oh man, it is loading slow though. Holy cow. All right, so yeah, so we were right. DeGrom is pretty pricey, 11K, 11.5K against the Dodgers. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. But I mean, it is still DeGrom. He is absurd. So I do think he's still second above Kyle Wright and Sandoval going up against the Yankees there. Lance Lynn, it says he's out. I think this is more for that bereavement that I was talking about. Yep, there he is. Oh yeah, we're 2 for 2 so far. Maybe we should stop there. So Lance Lynn, 8K, I think he's going to be my favorite of the mid tier. Ryan and Waka, they're fine plays. I mean, they've shown that they have good stuff, like I talked about earlier. I think if we go to the game logs, yeah, like 36, 21, 16, 23. But he also has a -5, 3, a 1. Like he can blow up at certain times. Minnesota is super cheap. So I kind of like the Minnesota bats as well. And then Joe Ryan, he's shown some capabilities 29, 19, 19, 28. Yep. But again, he also has a 3, a -1, 6, 5. Like he can blow up at times too. So kind of I don't know how to gauge that game at all. Falter's going up against Arizona. I don't know if I said that. He might not. Falter's going up against Arizona. He's been fine in his first couple of starts. Oh, first couple of starts. His couple of starts so far this season. As the starting pitcher, kind of came out of that bullpen role. So don't mind him at all going up against Arizona. And yeah, and then turning towards the bats. Atlanta, obviously number 1. Seattle. Let's see what Seattle is. Talked about them quite a bit. Where are they at? Dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Julio Rodriguez. Yes, he is over 6.2K, or he is at 6.2K. Santana, who I mentioned. There you go. 2.6. First base. He could be sliding right in the middle of the lineup there. Nice righty lefty matchup for you. He could be super great. A lot of these guys are just, I think they're just solid plays. I do like Seattle a lot here tonight. Oakland, I mentioned they are super cheap. Let's go to them. Yeah, they only have one guy above 3.4K. Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy's been fantastic as of late. But I mean, everybody else, I mean, you could just throw in whoever's in the lineup and, even closer to the top of the lineup, and you'll be fine. I mean, you're already in the 2K range once you get down there. Philadelphia, I said Mega Roller was really high on him. So maybe you go Philadelphia instead of Seattle. But yeah, Philadelphia is much more expensive. 5'7". They have 4 guys over 5'3", and then pretty much their whole lineup is 3'9" and above. So that's kind of why I put Philadelphia a little bit below Seattle. But yeah, so I mean, again, that kind of covers everything on the slate. Here's the rankings that I had. Sorry, this was kind of a train wreck, but maybe you like watching me stumble and falter. Falter. There we go. Maybe it's a sign. Play falter here tonight against Arizona. We're just gonna wrap things up there. What a video. So as always, good luck in your contest tonight. Thanks for watching. And hopefully we see you guys in the next video.